Hello YouTube, this is Oasis Rising, and this is day 5 of Road to Adepticon. So I've finished building up the Glade Riders, with the shooters all in the back row. There, you can see that. And I started working on the Glade Guard. Now, I had mentioned before how I was a little annoyed that the Glade Riders didn't have any alternate poses without using the torso, which I used, the plain torso without any arms, which I used up in the command and that fourth guy on the end. What I didn't realize is that the Glade Guard and the Glade Riders have exactly the same torsos. So the Glade Guard have an alternate pose that is reaching behind for the arrows, and that would have been perfectly suitable, I think, for the riders. There might not have been room for the bull because of the way the torso is. But anyway, that was a possibility. And then actually there's a bunch more torsos in the Glade Guard set. There's probably, oh boy, like 6 extra, because the command unit uses the plain torsos and the rest use torsos with arms that are already put together. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. I also, oh yeah, built a list for my high elves, a preliminary list. There's some things on there that I haven't tried before, and I forgot to pull it up. So hold on a second, and I'll get that pulled up. Okay, so here is the 1200 point list. It actually comes to 1198, so that's pretty good. I haven't tried it out yet, and this might be a bad idea if I actually want to participate in the tournament, because these lists are supposed to be secret. Chances are I probably won't be able to make the tournament, but I will still try to definitely go to Adepticon and enter in the Crystal Brush. But this is more for learning experience and fun, because I am still pretty new at the game part of it. But I love building the list, it's kind of fun. So I use a little spreadsheet to help me with math, and then I don't have to putz around with the calculator. Anyway, I don't know if you're interested in this at all, but so for core, 20 units, 20 models of Sea Guard with full command and shields and a standard, magical standard, come to just over the requirement of 300, so that's the total points there. And so that's cool. Banner of Arcane Protection gives magical resistance 2, I think, so that'll help with range spells, defense, and things. I plan on using those guys as kind of a defensive unit, because if they're ranked up 4 deep like that, all 4 ranks can attack because of their what is it? The martial prowess rule and the spear rule, and they can also do the stand and shoot if they get charged, and then they don't get penalized if they're for fighting with ranks, because usually if you charge with a foot unit that has spears, you can't fight with the 3rd rank, so they won't get penalized for that if they get charged. Also for heroes, you guys had suggested using one of my hero slots as a battle standard bearer, but I couldn't get the battle standard bearer along with the mage all tricked out, with the battle standard bearer having anything really powerful. So what I did was just keep him a noble and give him a Lore Master's Cloak, which is awesome, and I think it might be broken based on the points. I'll have to look at the fact. But the Lore Master's Cloak is only 40 points, and it gives the entire unit this model is with a 2+ ward save. Now, other items I saw were over 40 points, and they would only give the particular model a 4+ ward save. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems pretty cool. So I'm going to stick my Noble in with my Sea Guard. No, not Sea Guard, with my Sword Masters. So they get a 2+ ward save. I mean, how cool is that? It's pretty cool. Mage, pretty standard. Staff of Solidity makes him immune to the first miscast, but it still goes off as an irresistible force. Jewel of the Dusk, oh, what does that do? I think that gives +1 power, or +1, yeah, power dice? It's either +1 power dice or +1 to the spell resolution, but I actually did not include that in the points, so we're not taking the Jewel of the Dusk. Because the points are pretty tight as it is, 298 out of 300. And the silver one gives you one more spell than your level, so I like that one. And again, the Noble, Lore Master's Cloak, Heavy Armor, Halberd, because again, tight on points, can't do a great weapon, even though he's going to be with the Sword Masters. And please, you know, I guess you can't give me feedback right now while I'm recording this, but if this is super boring, I won't do this again. And subject you to looking at my monitor. It'd probably be better for me to do screen capture instead. Oops. Well, carry on. But I'd love to have your feedback, if you have any, which I know you probably do. So for special, I get a max of 600, but to leave room for some rare, I only went to 490. Phoenix Guard, 10 of those guys, full command, with a Banner of Sorcery. That gives you D3 power dice at the beginning of your magic phase. And the Sword Masters. I put more Sword Masters in there. 12, I could only put 12. Versus the Phoenix Guard, because with the Noble in the unit, with that Lore Master's Cloak and a Wailing Banner, let's see that one. Wailing Banner causes terror, and the Lore Master's Cloak will give the 2+ ward save, so they're actually end up being a better unit, more beefed up unit than the Phoenix Guard, which cause fear and have a 5+ ward save. And the Sword Masters get 2 attacks, which I love. Plus the Great Swords, +2 strength. Can't go wrong there. And I looked up the rule in the FAQ for the Always Strikes First rule for the High Elves versus the Always Strikes Last rule for the Great Weapons. And it says in the FAQ, which I suppose is the official rules, that the Always Strikes First rule means Always Strikes First. There's no exceptions, no balancing out, just Always Strikes First. Unless, I suppose, if you're going up against another unit that's Always Strikes First with the same initiative, then, and if they don't have great weapons, then I suppose you'd go second. So that's awesome. Always Strikes First, 2 attacks, reroll on misses. How much better can you get? For the point cost, 15 points per model, I love it. But it might be a big target. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And then 2 Great Eagles, because everybody says they're the best. Well, not the best, but great for what they do for the points they cost. So that's kind of it. Yeah. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to try this out soon, probably against someone in my league. And yeah, so I think that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.